There is a place in the remote wilderness where science and legend collide, a landscape so saturated with inexplicable events that even the most seasoned researchers find themselves questioning the very fabric of reality. Skinwalker Ranch has long been described as a vortex of the unknown, a living laboratory where the laws of physics twist and bend in ways that defy conventional understanding. Over decades, whispers of strange lights in the sky, mutilated animals, and harmful energy fields have swirled around this land. Governments have tried, failed, and retreated, leaving behind a vacuum of unanswered questions. Now, a new generation of scientists, led by Travis Taylor, Eric Bard, Thomas Winterton, and their team stands at the forefront of the mystery, armed with technology, determination, and an insatiable curiosity to uncover the truth behind the phenomenon. The deeper they dig literally and figuratively, the stranger the anomalies become. During one drilling operation, their instruments struck something that should not have been there. A 400-foot-long dome-shaped object buried deep beneath the mesa, composed of materials similar to those NASA uses to shield spacecraft from the brutal conditions of space. As they tried to drill further, powerful electromagnetic frequencies at 31 megahertz pushed back against the machinery, halting progress and forcing them to strategize a new approach. It was as if some intelligence was resisting their intrusion. But the ground is only part of the puzzle. Above the ranch, the air itself seems alive. During a laser experiment directed at a section known as the Triangle, the team discovered an invisible obstruction about 100 feet above the ground. A beam of concentrated light expected to travel unimpeded into the night sky was abruptly cut off as if it had collided with a solid object. The anomaly then shifted, rising to higher altitudes and splitting the beam in two, suggesting not a static structure, but a dynamic presence, something that could move, adapt, or even respond. The team launched rockets through the same airspace, but instead of flying straight, they veered off course as though repelled by a force beyond their control. Adding to the enigma, their equipment detected a consistent 1.6 gigahertz signal, an unusual radio frequency that repeatedly coincides with unexplained events on the ranch. Sometimes when the signal appears, so too do UAP's unidentified aerial phenomena, darting across the night sky in impossible maneuvers, changing direction without inertia, and occasionally vanishing mid-flight. During one such event, a bright light descended slowly toward the mesa before fading from view, visible only through infrared sensors. The implication is unsettling. There may be entities or structures present in the airspace above Skinwalker Ranch that are deliberately cloaked from the human eye. The laser experiments only deepen the mystery. 3 separate LiDAR scans, each using different types of infrared imaging, revealed a bizarre pattern of data points forming a 3-dimensional ring above the triangle. Some data even appeared to originate from 200 feet underground, an impossibility according to conventional physics. Combined, the scans suggested a structure resembling a conical tunnel, an almost textbook representation of a traversable wormhole as described in theoretical physics. The idea was staggering. Could the phenomena at Skinwalker Ranch be the result of a space-time distortion, a natural or engineered bridge between points in the universe? Or were they dealing with advanced technology, possibly extraterrestrial in origin, that humans have yet to comprehend? The evidence continued to build. A massive cone-shaped anomaly stretching from a region called Homestead 2 to the East Field and converging 2,000 feet above the triangle seemed to form a vast, invisible structure. At its apex, laser beams stopped mid-air as if hitting an unseen ceiling. Within this region, energy spikes, radio emissions, and inexplicable physical effects occur with unsettling regularity. And always hovering at the edge of detection are the UAP's craft that seem to defy physics intelligence, that remains silent yet omnipresent. For the team, every experiment yields more questions than answers. They are not merely documenting phenomena, they are engaging with something that behaves as if it's aware of their presence. Whether it's an ancient technology buried beneath the mesa, a dimensional portal forming in the skies above, or the invisible hand of an intelligence far beyond human comprehension, Skinwalker Ranch appears to be the intersection of forces that challenge everything we know about science, space, and reality itself. Skinwalker Ranch, a remote expanse of land in the Utah desert, has for decades drawn the attention of government, scientists, and skeptics alike. Its reputation as a vortex of unexplained phenomena is not just local folklore, it is a global enigma, a living laboratory where physical laws behave in ways that seem to mock human understanding. The ranch is a theater where the strange is commonplace mutilated livestock appearing without a drop of blood spheres of light that dart across the sky and silence electromagnetic surges that disable equipment without warning, and a sense, reported by scientists and civilians alike, that something is watching, thinking, and responding. The latest chapter in this decades-long mystery began when Travis Taylor, Eric Bard, Thomas Winterton, and their multidisciplinary team set out to pierce the veil. They approached the ranch not as believers or debunkers, but as scientists determined to collect empirical data on whatever forces were at work. Early drilling operations beneath the mesa, an imposing rock formation that dominates the ranch's landscape, revealed something extraordinary. Buried deep below the surface lay a dome-shaped structure nearly 400 feet long. Even more astonishing were the fragments of metal recovered from the site, composed of alloys strikingly similar to those NASA uses to shield spacecraft from the heat of atmospheric re-entry. To mainstream science, such a discovery would already be remarkable. But at Skinwalker Ranch, it was merely the beginning. Attempts to penetrate deeper were thwarted by forces that defied logic. When the drill approached the buried object, powerful electromagnetic signals spiked at 31 megahertz anomalous frequencies that seemed to emanate from the mesa itself, pushing back against the equipment as though defending whatever lay below. It's almost as if the object doesn't want to be disturbed, remarked Dr. Taylor in a debrief. Some astrophysicists consulted by the team proposed that the signals might represent a localized energy field, possibly similar to the protective plasma bubbles generated by advanced spacecraft in theoretical propulsion models. Others suggested something even more radical, an active technology buried beneath the mesa, still functioning after what could be centuries or millennia of dormancy. Yet the ground was only half the mystery. Above the ranch, the air itself behaves as though it is alive. During one experiment, a powerful laser beam fired directly into the night sky was abruptly halted just 100 feet above the ground, as if colliding with an invisible barrier. Later attempts produced even stranger results. The beam split into two separate paths, a phenomenon that should be impossible in a vacuum. In physics, light travels in a straight line unless acted upon by matter or gravity, noted Dr. Evelyn Cortez, a theoretical physicist consulted by the team. If the beam is being stopped or deflected, then either there is mass where there shouldn't be, or space-time itself is being distorted. This conclusion gained traction when three separate LiDAR systems, ground-based, aerial, and handheld, produced data indicating the presence of a vast conical structure above the area known as the triangle. The scans showed a series of concentric rings, voids, and patterns consistent with theoretical models of a traversable wormhole. The data even suggested points of origin below the surface, something LiDAR cannot do under normal conditions. If accurate, this would imply we're seeing the gravitational signature of something bending space, explained Dr. Cortez. It's not just that light is being blocked, it's that space-time is being manipulated. Theories about what could cause such effects range from the exotic to the extraterrestrial. Some physicists hypothesize that natural wormholes, spontaneous tunnels through space-time predicted by general relativity, might occasionally form under rare cosmic conditions, though they have never been observed directly. Others entertain the possibility of engineered phenomena. If you accept that an advanced intelligence, human or otherwise, possesses technology capable of manipulating space-time, then what's happening at Skinwalker Ranch might represent a controlled gateway, said Dr. Alan Harper, a specialist in propulsion physics. It could be a transportation corridor, a surveillance node, or something we can't yet imagine. Adding to the intrigue is the persistent 1.6 gigahertz radio signal detected repeatedly during anomalous events. The signal is too structured to be random and too consistent to be terrestrial background noise. It often appears in tandem with the phenomena when lasers are blocked, when equipment fails, and most notably when unidentified aerial phenomena, UAP, are sighted. These UAPs, often captured on infrared cameras, move with intelligence, shifting direction, instantly vanishing from radar, and sometimes disappearing entirely from visible light. We're likely not dealing with random energy, Travis concluded in one briefing. This is communication or control. The implication is staggering. What if Skinwalker Ranch is not merely a location, but a node in a vast interstellar network? Some experts have drawn parallels to quantum communication systems theorized for deep space civilizations. networks capable of transmitting information or even matter instantaneously through entangled particles or space-time conduits. It's possible, Dr. Harper suggested that what we're detecting is not a signal to Earth, but through Earth, part of a much larger lattice that extends across light years. Then there is the question of intent. Are the phenomena passive natural consequences of physical laws, or are they reactive responding to human curiosity? Evidence leans toward the latter. When lasers are fired, anomalies intensify. When rockets are launched, trajectories change. When the team drills, electromagnetic activity spikes. It is as if the phenomena are aware, watching, and choosing when to reveal themselves. It's not just that we're studying the anomaly, said Taylor. The anomaly seems to be studying us. Such interaction suggests intelligence, but whose one school of thought speculates that we are observing the remnants of an ancient extraterrestrial installation, perhaps abandoned or automated, still functioning according to its original programming. Another proposes that non-human intelligences are actively using the ranch as a testing ground, monitoring human technology and behavior. A third, more speculative theory posits that Skinwalker Ranch sits atop a naturally occurring space-time junction, a kind of cosmic crossroads that attracts both energy and intelligence from across the galaxy. Whatever the explanation, the implications are profound. Skinwalker Ranch may not just challenge our understanding of physics, it may rewrite it. Concepts like wormholes, zero-point energy, and multidimensional space, once confined to the realm of theory, now seem uncomfortably close to reality. And in the process, they hint at a universe far more complex, interconnected, and inhabited than we ever imagined. Every discovery here raises more questions than it answers. Every experiment deepens the mystery rather than resolving it. And yet the pursuit continues, driven by a belief shared by all who work the ranch, that somewhere beneath the desert soil, above the silent mesa, and within the unseen fabric of reality itself, lies a truth that could change everything we know about the cosmos and our place within it,